There are a lot of black men, and I know a few that go to the doctor, and their reason for going was because they didn't want to get nagged by their significant other. Got their name on the bottom. You know, it says Nelly, special co-host. Speak Now, Hold Your Peace. Same thing for David. They come on the show. They my number one hitter. Every time there's a shooting, people are saying, you know, we need more gun control.
Welcome to Speak Now, Hold Your Peace, a live broadcast with real conversations about community social issues, politics, business, health, self-care, and more. We broadcast live on the Speak Now, Hold Your Peace Facebook group and the Speak Now, Hold Your Peace YouTube channel. And now, here's your host, Say What I Feel, Dre.
Welcome to Speak Now, Hold Your Peace. I'm Say What I Feel, Dre. Today, I'm coming to you, everybody. I'm coming to you pissed off and sad. There's a lot of emotions going through with me today. I'm pissed off. I'm sad. I'm frustrated, and all because of this Uvalde, Texas school shooting. That was just like the tip of the iceberg. That wasn't, I guess it wasn't just this particular shooting, but it was the tip of the iceberg. You know what I mean? So, y'all know I brung my co-host in, Nelly. She's here. We're gonna talk about this. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't gonna do a show today. I'm supposed to be taking a break, but I had to come on here. I just had to speak about this because someone at work sparked this conversation. I figure I'd just bring it on to you and see what you think. But I do have my girl Nelly in here. Nelly, what is good? We ain't heard from you in a minute. We ain't seen you in a minute. How you doing?
Hey. I've been doing well. No complaints.
I miss you, Nelly. I miss you, Nelly. I really do. You know that?
I miss you too, Dre.
Let me see. I got you in Buffalo, Nelly. Let me fix this real quick. Let me just fix this.
I'm not in Buffalo.
I'm sorry, y'all. I got Nelly in Buffalo. Nelly, you are in Alexandria, right?
Ashburn.
Oh,
Virginia.
Ashburn. All right,
Yep.
I'm fixing it. I know it's real ghetto for me to fix it, y'all, on thing, but I don't care what y'all think. This is our show. Me and Nelly can do that. All right, and I fixed it. Is that good? Is that right? Did I spell it right?
That's it.
Okay, let's
You
move it
spelled
over
it right.
to center. There we go. Ashburn. There we go. So Nelly, I had to call you.
What's up?
This school shooting. What's going on? Like, here's the thing, Nelly. For me, it's not a surprise, right? For me, it's not 19. Right. But I think I got here 19. If this is up to date, 19 children, 2 adults dead. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's just like when I hear this stuff, I get a little scared because it's like I'm numb to it, and I'm not surprised. Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised by it because it's just like for me, like I didn't want to go too deep with somebody I was talking to at work, but to me, it's kind of biblically written for me. This stuff they say is going to go in the Bible. It says this stuff is going to go on. But getting back to this school shooting, I'm getting scared. I was getting scared because I felt like I was getting numb to this, and I realized I'm not getting numb to this. I think it's just that I'm just not surprised by it, and I think, excuse me, I think there's a big difference between being numb to this and not being surprised by it. Like because when you're numb to it, you say your prayers for the family, and then you keep them in your prayers. You have your moment of silence wherever you're at, and then you go on about your day. That's numb to it. For me, it's just not a surprise, and I'm real saddened by it. What do you think of what's going on with this?
I'm sad. I think I'm a little numb.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's almost like taking out the trash. It's just something that happens now. I'm pissed a little bit, and I put up a status earlier, and I said, so I want somebody to explain to me how these people want to try to overturn the law for women to keep babies, and then these same people don't want to reform the gun control laws or tighten them up to protect the babies that's being killed that you want us to keep.
Good point. Yep.
That's insanity to me. You want me to keep a baby and you can't even keep my baby safe at school?
Right. And I'm just like, that's a good point. Like, I'm just picturing somebody out there saying, you shouldn't kill these babies. You shouldn't kill these babies. You know, it's a human life. Yeah, it's a human life that was in. It was 19 human lives in that classroom that are now no longer a life, and an additional 2 adults who don't have a life now. And it's just like, you know, you know, do you want this or do you want that? Because you can't walk that fence and not fall on the side. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, it's just too political. Like I think a lot
Mhm.
of this stuff is just political. Steve Kerr, the Golden State.
Yeah, I
You heard
saw.
that?
Mhm.
Man, I know I get emotional, y'all, sometime. I know this. And I can accept that. As a man, I don't hide my emotions. But when I heard that, I was just like, I didn't tear. I was about to. The eyes was burning, but I was just like, damn, I felt every word that he was saying. That was deep,
Because
man.
where are we safe?
You're
Where are we safe?
right.
Now that's another topic, but I can't even go to the grocery store.
Right.
My kid can't go to school.
Yeah.
Got it.
Even in church,
I,
people getting shot in
yep.
church. It's just
Movie
like,
theaters,
yeah, concerts,
but
funerals.
it's big business and guns.
Yeah.
It's big
Yeah.
business with the NRA. When you lay in bed with the NRA, you are guaranteed to get paid.
Right.
It's big business.
Yep. And that was the thing. Like, I get, so this is the thing with me. I get a little confused on what side I'm on with this thing. Okay, so NRA. Okay, so everybody, when the school shooting comes, happens. First thing we say, we do universal background checks and all of that. Here's my thing. Let's just say, for instance, we make it so hard to get guns. Like the purchase of guns due to some change laws. If they change the laws due to guns, law changes and stuff. Now gun sales have dropped. Let's just say 90%. So let's just say only 10% people of 10% of the people have guns. That will reduce that. I think that'll reduce a lot of the school shootings. But here's the thing. I think sometimes I think that doesn't help, because here's the thing. If I like, let's just say they make it tough. It's the toughest gun laws. Virginia's the toughest gun laws in Virginia. And I'm able to still get a gun, even though I went through some tough stuff to get a background check and all that. Who's to stop my son or daughter or whatever
Right.
from grabbing my gun in a closet or whatever and going to shoot somebody? So a background check, like, I think we still should have them, but a lot of this stuff is just like a background check, but it wasn't his gun. Like, not his in
Right.
particular, but the shooter, it may not be the shooter's gun. And then I know it's just like, okay, well, the parents need to be responsible and lock the guns up. And what if they do and he find the key? So that's where I'm just like, everybody's like universal background checks. I'm for that, because that's going to save some lives too. But like, these kids some of these kids are just grabbing guns from their parents' garage and all of that and shooting people. So how do you combat that? You know what I mean? That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I think it's up to the parent. My husband and I have this discussion often, because he wants a gun,
Mhm.
and I wrestle with it a lot, because it's like, if we have it, of course we're going to put it, in a lock box or whatever, gun box or whatever. The finding of the key, the sharing those precious son come shoot with me moments, I don't know if those would happen in my house,
Mhm.
because I just feel like that can't be shared for my house. The access to it. It would have to be a key planted somewhere where my kid couldn't think in the wildest dreams to go, because I don't want that. Um, this this shooting, I don't know, Dre. This one is tough for me too, because it's
Yeah.
just like, it happened. It, it's minorities.
Yeah.
It wasn't us, but it still was minorities.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I'm
It's
still trying to
confusing, man.
recover from
Yeah.
Buffalo. I'm still trying
Yeah.
to recover
I
from Buffalo,
know.
because I said I wasn't going to watch the video, and then I did. And then it was like he was playing duck, duck, goose. And then
Mm.
when he went over the white person and he apologized, because the guy's like, don't shoot me. And he goes, oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's like you was looking for us.
Right. Right.
You drove to kill us. Like that boy shot his grandma in Texas, and that's unfortunate. But why did you have to kill the kids?
Right. Right.
It wasn't no chickens, and I don't know. It might be animal lovers on here, so I don't want to do it. But it's just like, why did you have to kill kids who didn't even get to see their potential?
Right. Right. It's tough, man. It's just like
How do you
19.
get into school?
That's another thing. Like, here's the thing, like, I always wonder, how do they get into school? Like, some of them, like, they see him, and then, you know, they turn him away. Sometimes he comes back and sneaks through another door. Like, that's what I want to know. How is it that easy?
I just had lunch with my son at his school last week. I had to show my ID on the camera outside the school. They buzzed me in. As quick as I can open the door, it's closing really fast on me.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But they're verifying who I am before I enter the school.
Right.
If you're not on the list, you can't get in. Now that's my son's school.
Right.
How did he get in? Did he shoot his way in? And like, it's just like we're teaching our kids how to, because my son has to do those drills, right?
Mm-hmm.
If an active shooter is active. You know, back in our day, Dre, we just practiced fire drills.
Just jumping off the back of the bus. That's it. Yep. Yep.
Now my son is practicing if an active shooter comes, what to do. And when he has those exercises, he comes home scared. Because they're not practicing for fire drills no more. I guess schools don't get caught. They're practicing for active shooters.
Right. And then you got to think the psychological damage of practicing, because some of these schools go through the real deal. Like I read one school, a guy, I think it was a staff member, he was going around with a fake gun, acting like he was a killer and like going to shoot people. And they were going through the motions and acting out. And there was a lot of kids who got like hysterical, and they're still not over it yet. Like, that's serious. Like, you know, that's just, I don't know, man. Like, it's like, it has to be done, but it shouldn't be done. You know what I mean? It's just like, everything is just like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, just for me, like you said with the gun, like, I want a gun in the house. I want a gun just to protect my family, right?
Right.
But I realized that the gun could be the gift or the curse. So if somebody's breaking in my house and I go down there and if I come down the steps and I don't see him and he gets it back at me, we struggle and then we fight, I drop the gun and he gets it. Now it's him who has the gun and I can get shot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, you know, and if as opposed to me going down there with a bat or whatever, and assuming he's not armed, going down there with a bat or whatever, and then, you know, he takes a bat and beats my ass, that's fine. I'll live to see another day. But a gun, it's just like crazy. And you know these Virginia laws, if he ain't got his back turned, you going to jail.
Yep.
So, and in the moment of somebody breaking in, you don't think about, boom, it's just that quick. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they have a gun. So it's just like the gun, I want a gun. I really do. I still want one. I'm on the fence with it.
That's my husband.
Like part of me is just like, I want one. And I don't like people carrying. I seen somebody walking in McDonald's I don't know if it was McDonald's or whatever, but they was walking in to get food this morning. Why do you have a gun this early in the morning? And who's to say you ain't the crazy one that's going to do it? Like, what if and it hit me. I was like, is he going in there to shoot somebody? Like, that's the scary part. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, people are saying, well, everybody should be armed. No, everybody shouldn't be armed. Like, you know, it's nice. I mean, it would be nice to stop some crazy nut from shooting somebody because you have a gun. But when you say everybody should have a gun, guess what? You mean those people that ain't got it all either. So it's just like the gift. Everything is just like the gift or the curse, you know. And it's hard. How do you fix this? NRA and all that other stuff? Yeah, I get that. It's big money. But I'm just saying, how do our lawmakers fix it? Like Steve Kerr said, it's about power, and they, you know,
it is.
It's if any of these Republicans, Democrats, Independents, I don't give a darn what you are. You go against the NRA, you probably can say goodbye to your funding, your donations and stuff like that. But there are people in Congress, and I'm not just saying Republicans. I'm saying Democrats too, Independents, all of them in there, who prefer money over safety. That's what it boils down
Absolutely.
to, So
Absolutely.
it's sad. Like
Absolutely.
I'm,
I
I'm,
know
I'm
in Maryland, they took resource officers out of schools.
hmm,
So it's like, who's protecting our babies?
right, right. Of all
High
things to
schoolers and
take
our
out.
grown adults, of all things. We don't need them in here. We do. We need them at every door. I
Yeah,
remember coming up, they was at every door.
right. Yep.
And that was back in the day when people was carrying razor blades and knives.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Guns wasn't the thing
Right.
when I was coming up, but they were at every door. So it's just kind of like it, they need to get back to that. Let's
Mm.
start there. Let's have some people when he comes that they're greeting him with the same type of artillery
Yes.
or
Yep.
close to or something to take him out. I'd rather there be no casualties, but I'd rather there be one than 21.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
And
I
those people could do it.
yeah. And it's funny that you say that because I was thinking about the same thing just before you dialed in. I was thinking, and this is gonna sound ridiculous it'll probably sound ridiculous to people who have to pay for this type of stuff, the resources that you have to pay for to get this done. But it's a shame that I'm thinking this, but this might work. Like, you have a school, you put fencing around that school. I would say the fencing is maybe 100 yards out. Surround the whole school with fencing with one way in, and that could be a hazard too, but with a couple ways in, and have armed guards at those entries. And that way, even if they get past the armed guards, the school has 100 yards from this guy going from the fence to the school to be ready. And that
Yeah.
includes armed guards inside the school. But it's about the money. I don't think we don't have the resources. Is that what you're going to tell 19 or 21 families today? Is that what you said to
We
them?
have we have the resources because then we just send another $1 billion to Ukraine.
Exactly. Exactly. You're right. That's the thing. It's just like let's reallocate some of this money to helping us. I get what's going on in Ukraine, and I pray for them too, but I cannot drive my car to the store unless if I fix my flat first. I can't. I
Yeah.
just. I gotta fix my flat. I gotta take care of home first. We gotta take care
We
of
are
these school
pouring from
shooters here.
America is pouring from an empty cup.
Yes, yes, and it's just like, what the hell is going on? Like, and nobody has answers, and it's not like I'm not blaming regular people for not having answers, but these politicians, man, y'all need to put your heads together. Stop worrying about who's a Democrat. Stop worrying about who's a Republican, even though it's mostly Republicans that's doing it. But there's some people, everybody's taking kickbacks. Everybody's benefiting from the NRA and all of that stuff. So
Absolutely.
I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just painful, man. Like it's painful, and I just had to get it out. But let me ask you this: do you think all shootings are mental health related?
Oh, Dre.
That's the question. That's the question. Let me just tell my
Oh.
viewers this. All y'all who's watching this, you need to thank somebody at my job for this show today. They sponsored it because we were going back and forth about that question. So I want to ask you, Nelly, do you think all shootings are mental health or just mental health? Is mental health to blame? Tough question, ain't it? And it's okay to say
Well,
you don't know,
I'll
because hell,
say
I for me, I was like, yeah, it ain't to blame. But then I go back and forth with this answer. To be honest with you.
so. Here's my take on this. If I have to give my uneducated hypothesis,
Mm-hmm.
mental health is always going to be the blame for something if it's not taken care of. Example: the shooter had anger issues. His family knew about it. Was anything done? If you live in my household and underneath my rules, I am not afraid of you. I'll never be afraid of you. Never. I will see to it to try to assist you either with the help of the state's Medicaid or my health insurance that I carry you on to ensure that you're able to carry out these things. But if I have to be afraid of you, then you no longer can stay in my house. That's
Mm.
just my that's just my theory. If you are declining the help that I'm trying to assist you so you can be as a productive citizen as possible, then you got to go, right? He had anger issues. Now we're telling all these things about the shooter. Did we help him? That would be the family discussion. Because here's where you lose me. You killed all them people, baby. I'm not funeralizing you. I'm not giving up to your GoFundMe. Baby, the state can bury you for all I care. Because why am I giving you a proper burial and you just did this thing?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
mental health to blame? If you drive 2 hours to go shoot somebody, is that your mental health or is it just what you want to do? Are you in a
Mm-hmm.
rage? Are you there? Is it always the thing? I don't know. That's sticky.
Right. Right.
My question would be, did you give to, in this young man's instance, did you give your all to ensure that he could try to be a productive citizen? Or
Right.
did or are we afraid of our kids?
Mm. That's another
Because
thing. Yep.
he's still a minor.
Right. That's a
Grown
good
kids is
point.
something different.
Yeah. And then it's just like I
So
was. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
if we're gonna blame mental health on everything, then we gotta check home,
Mm-hmm.
especially when it comes to minors. Adults are something different. I have a 23-year-old, and it's hard to get her to eat right so
Mm-hmm.
that her body can be kind to her when she gets older. But as far as that young man, if this is what we're gonna say, like the boy who shot the people in was it Wisconsin,
Mm-hmm.
where his mama drove him?
Oh yeah. Wow. Yeah. Forgot about that.
He was he was regular. He didn't have no
Woo.
mental health issues.
Right. That's the thing. It's just like so the debate with me and this person well it wasn't a debate but what I think about now is that some people who say it is a mental health issue, it's a mental health issue, all school shootings, they go a little deeper into to what a mental health is. Like
Mm.
if you got anger problems, it's a mental health issue. See, this is where I'm like, no, you have an anger problem and you just need to work on different coping skills to minimize
Mhm.
your anger and frustration. Now, when I think about mental health as far as school like shootings and stuff, I think about somebody schizo,
Right.
and they don't have to be schizo all the time. Like just like some type of depression, stuff like that. But if you got anger issues and you just hate white people, black people, whatever people, and you go shoot them, I don't think that's mental health. But some people say, hey, it's anger management, so that's part of mental health. I just
So you
disagree.
telling me on the way to the school he didn't bypass no other humans?
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
have to be
Yes.
somewhere to say I'm going to kill these little kids.
Right.
Like Sandy Hook. You said I'm going to kill these little I'm going to go to this elementary school and kill these little kids. So that man drove all the way from he drove to Buffalo and said, I'm going to go in this tops. It looks like it's a lot of black people. I'm going to go in and I'm going to kill them.
Mm. Yep. I don't
If I
know.
tried to take out some cops today and said it was mental health, well, first of all, I'm not going to live
Right.
because they're going to take me out.
You definitely ain't
But
going to Burger King or McDonald's
if I
after it's
go
over.
to a Catholic church up there, the National Cathedral, and try to shoot them people up there, they're not going to take me to Five Guys before they lock me up.
Right. Yep. Yep.
So it could be, Dre. It could be, but if we're talking about minors that are still living at home with adults,
Mm-hmm.
have we given up on our kids
Right.
to
Right.
allow them to be this thing? Even today, while I was having lunch, there was a kid. He had to be 3. He was falling out in the Shake Shack. I mean, falling out.
Mm.
Me and Andrea just staring at the mom, like, when you gonna do something? Because that turns into 7, that turns into 10, that turns into 11, that turns into the shooter.
Yep. Yep. And then when you want to try to stop him, it's too late. You should have tried to stop him when he was 3 and get a handle on it.
It's almost like we say, oh, yeah, mental health issues. Okay, then I understand. So my
Yep.
pain is gone.
Right. Right.
My feelings and my emotions are gone because now I have to be sympathetic and empathetic. Yeah, that's a catch-22, Dre. That's a good one. I'm gonna have
Mm-hmm.
to think some more about that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
So he got mental health, so that gives him a pass.
Exactly. Like, oh, I feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't. I don't. And honestly, they killed him. He got off easy. He got
It's
off easy.
19 parents that have to bury their kids,
Exactly.
little kids.
Yep. And yeah, you're right. It's just terrible. Like, even, and it's crazy, crazy because now I watched that press conference with Texas Governor Greg Abbott, and O'Rourke interrupted his press conference, and I was just like, wow. And like, look, I agree with him. Here's the thing: that Texas governor sitting up there, saying, "Oh, this, that, we sorry, this and that," but Texas is one of those states that advocate for guns all day, every day. So you can't sit up here. You can't wish for sunny weather all year round, and then when the rain come, you be like, "Oh, I'm glad it's here." Like, it's just no. You stand on whatever you believe in. All this whole time you want guns, this and that, and now you the ones that's apologizing and saying prayers for the family. Half of it's your fault. No, because
We,
you ain't doing
yeah,
nothing.
we have become so conditioned to it's tragedy, we're sorry. Let's hold hands. Let's make t-shirts. Let's make donations.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a moment of silence. Let us be done.
Back to business as usual till the next shooting. We'll do some more shirts, we'll do some more prayers, and we'll do some more candle
Mm-hmm.
lights. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe we'll get on the news, and maybe a couple people more die, maybe thousands of people will die more, and then maybe a senator will get voted in that cares. And
The government, some people in the government saying, when will it end? It's funny to me. That's funny. It's just like, you're supposed to tell me.
right, yeah. And the thing is, it's just like it ends when you do something about it. You being a senator is just being in Congress. Period. It's just a powerful position.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you could do so much if you do the right thing, and if stop thinking about money all the time. I know money is a big factor with some stuff, some programs, and all of that. But damn, you removing the wrong resources, like a school resource, security guard or cop or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. So by the
Oh,
time I call for the cop to come, you know how much damage is done?
yep. And then you talking
You know,
about, yeah, and you talking about guns, some guns that you don't have to aim. Like, they just spit out different directions. Somebody gonna get hit. Even if you close your eyes and just shoot, somebody's gonna get hit because those bullets just go everywhere. You know what I mean?
yep.
So I don't know what to say. I just, I just wanted to come on here and just say what was on my mind, man, and just get somebody else's opinion and talk about it.
That shooting is as scary for me as a bunch of people sitting on Capitol Hill deciding what I could to do with my body.
Right,
If I go to the grocery store today and get raped, do you think I want to have that baby? And you
right,
telling me I might have to? And
right.
then if I decide and then because you forced me to have the baby, now I gotta pray that my baby can make it through school. That should
Mm-hmm.
be the safest place for my baby. There and church and my house should be the three safest places on this earth.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's just like outside.
Yep. Yep.
And those people on Capitol Hill have the power because not only do they have the power to stop or tighten up the legal stuff that goes on with guns, they also have the power to stop the illegal guns that get to our streets
Yep.
because Pookie and Ray Ray and them are not getting these AR-15s at the Walmart.
That's right. That's right. And we damn sure don't own planes. We don't have that many connections over to some dad going wherever they getting these guns from. Somebody's Big Papa bringing them over. He's
It's
just
some
distributing his
collusion
talent.
going on
Mm-hmm.
somewhere. You better know it. It's some collusion
Yep.
going on somewhere.
And you know what? It's crazy. Movies tell it all. You know, I remember watching Back to the Future when it came out. That movie, it's an old movie, but they were Back to the Future. They were riding around on hoverboards, and I'm just like, oh snap! Can you imagine in the future that we did that? Look what happens. There they are. Everything I watch on TV, Contagion, in
Yeah.
relation to COVID, like everything, every story is not a made up story. This is stuff that people or know is coming or see, and it's just like, when is it gonna stop? Like I don't know, man. It's
Watching Snowfall made me go back and read up on the Iran Contra scan. Just
mm-hmm.
watching Snowfall alone.
Right. Yep. And I like, honestly, these shows don't lie. Even that Frank Lucas story, like this, yo, this some truth to everything. That Frank Lucas story was true, but I'm talking like Snowfall and all that stuff. The Wire, all of that stuff,
Yep.
it has some truth to it.
Yep.
Just
There's
can't,
collusion
yeah,
everywhere.
just can't make this stuff up.
We just don't benefit from it.
Exactly. Yep. So, but I'm
Well, Dre, don't let that lady get you all revved up. But I'm gonna keep thinking about it because now you got me thinking. Because it's like yeah, that whole mental health thing, it's real.
yeah.
Excuse me. I'm definitely not gonna negate that.
Right.
However, when do we grab that bull by the horn?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So,
Especially in our kids that we're rearing.
right.
Grown folks, you can't make them take meds. You can't make them. But kids, like he shot his nana.
Yeah. Yep.
You shoot your nana, you might as well just what type of headspace you in?
Exactly. So it's just like, it's just gonna get like worse. I hate to be the Grim Reaper, but biblically written, man. Like I like all of this stuff. People disrespecting mothers. All of that stuff is here now. Season changes and all that stuff, and I'm just bracing
Men being
myself.
lovers of men.
Yes, I just brace myself for what's to come and just pray for strength. That's all we can do. That's it. That's it. So
that and my son every day, and my daughter, especially. Excuse me. She goes to New York to go to work sometime, and she's getting on them trains, and people are just bugging out on them trains in New York City. I just told my aunt today, New York City's going to have to get metal detectors on trains soon.
Yeah. Because that little incident probably gave some nut in Iowa or whatever they got subways. Hey, he can do it. I can do it.
Yeah.
So that's why some of this stuff is just like, they put it on TV and it's just like, oh God, don't give nobody.
That's why I try to watch the news once a week.
Mm-hmm.
Because it would upset me, and it would have me wanting to live in a bubble.
Yep. Yeah.
And I did that for a year and a half with COVID, and it wasn't fun.
Wasn't fun. No, it wasn't. Nope. You ain't lying. Oh, but I'm gonna get you out of here on the last word. Nelly, give me your last word, and we're gonna be out.
We just have to, for those of us that believe in prayer, we just have to pray that we will be protected against all the evils of this world, because we don't know which way is coming, and the places we thought we were the safest are not necessarily safe anymore.
That's right. So y'all stay prayed up and be safe out there, and
yes,
we'll see you on the next episode. Love y'all. Stay safe, and
peace.
Just keep those families in your prayer. And we're out here. Love all of y'all. We out. Peace. Later.
Bye.
All right.
Thank you for watching the Speak Now Hold Your Peace live broadcast. Be sure to subscribe to us on YouTube and join us on the Speak Now Hold Your Peace Facebook group.